Unpack with me. I just got back from Portland, Maine. Welcome back, everyone. Today's video is going to be a new Unpack with me video. So I just landed last night back in Las Vegas. Got back from a 4-5 night trip to Portland, Maine. It was such a fun trip. I'm gonna go through our itinerary, what I recommend for you to do there. I'm also gonna unpack my entire suitcase here on camera. I'm gonna be talking about why I packed some of the things I did, what I wore, what I didn't wear, what I forgot, because it's always something. But this trip was so much fun. I actually hosted it with one of my best friends, Angelica. We have started to do some group travel trips together and they are so fun. The last Unpack with me video was actually unpacking from Italy, and that was a group trip that she hosted. We're actually getting ready to go to Greece together next month on a group trip that I am hosting, but we've also decided to pair up and do some trips around the US together. We did Austin back in June, which is where Angie lives, and this time around we decided to do Portland, Maine, because it's been a place that we have both wanted to visit for such a long time. We are going to be announcing our next trip that we are doing in 2025 very soon, so stay tuned for that. I will also have a vlog coming if it's not already up, and I have a video with all of the women that went on the trip with us. We have a little sneak peek of what everyone brought in their travel makeup bag. I had everyone show what eyeshadows and lip products that they brought along. That video should already be up on my YouTube channel, but I've been having so much fun doing these Unpack with me videos and also getting to talk through our entire itinerary. So let's jump into it. Okay, so I did check a bag, which means I brought my carry-on, and I did check a bag because Angie and I both left on Wednesday, me from Vegas and her from Austin. And for me, it was a pretty long travel day going across the country. So our actual trips run that we host in the US are Friday through Sunday. And we decided that we wanted to have the whole day Thursday, since neither of us have been to Maine before. We wanted to really make sure that we checked out the hotel and felt good about it. We wanted to make sure that we checked out all the places that we had chosen to eat, just to make sure we knew where they were, that we felt like they were a good vibe. We were also doing a ferry to Peaks Island. We wanted to just make sure that we knew where the ferry was, get the tickets ahead of time, and just kind of have a general lay of the land. And also that kind of helped us out to have a full day there and a good night rest. So we were ready to go on Friday so we could jump right into hosting. So again, I left Wednesday morning at about 8:30 a.m. from Las Vegas, and I got home Sunday night around 9 p.m. So I did check a bag because I was gonna be gone so many nights. I also brought a few things like jackets, I brought boots, I brought sweatshirts, I brought jeans, I brought cargos. I also bought like skirts and dresses and shorts because we didn't really know what the weather was going to be. I have never been to Maine, but I started looking at the weather a couple weeks out from the trip, and it would be like high 70s into the 80s. Now it's gonna rain. Now it's only gonna be 60. And I was like, what is the weather doing? I felt like I had no idea. So I just packed an assortment of things and was like, we're just gonna run with that. We do also put together goodie bags on all of our trips, so that was another reason I needed to do a checked suitcase, was because we had so much extra stuff. We had bags, we had makeup products for all of these goodie bags that we are putting together. But it's one thing that we do for all of the attendees who buy a ticket on our trips, is we put together a little goodie bag. This time around, of course, we had makeup and skincare products. We also had a little sticker from Maine, and then we also put in a pair of socks, and everyone's had like a little lobster on them. So that's what we gifted everyone this time. But it was funny because my bag on the way home was only 17 pounds. Like, I could have fit everything from the way home into a carry-on bag, but the way there was not gonna work out with everything for the goodie bag. This is what I always bring as my carry-on bag. This is just a bag that I got from Amazon, and I was laughing a little bit because one of the girls on the trip had it too. Hers was in much nicer condition than mine because I did spill hot chocolate on mine. But again, I just got home last night. I'm filming this at about 2 in the afternoon, so I haven't even really fully unpacked. I always have my computer in here, you know, my hard drive, my charger, all of those things, my Kindle, which is actually still right in front of me. I packed my Kindle in there. You know, I also have just a few sweets in here. I got some Maine chocolate. This one is Campfire S'mores. Really excited to try this one, and this is just like a regular milk chocolate bar, but I love to buy chocolate wherever I go, and it's nice to have on the plane in case I feel like I need a little snack. I always bring my favorite sunglasses. These are from Sojos Vision, and I loved it because so many girls on the trip brought these sunglasses too, and I just thought it was so cute that so many of us had matching sunglasses on. I did pack my ginger chews. I do get some motion sickness. Not very often with a plane. It's pretty surprising if I do, but because I knew that we were going on a ferry one day, I basically just always have my ginger chews stored in my carry-on bag just in case anything bothers me, a bus. We did the train in Italy, that sort of thing. So I always have those on me. And then also in here, I do have one of my Singe beauty bags. So 2 of the girls couldn't come at last minute. So I still have a few of the products in here that was gonna go in their goodie bags so I can ship them out to them. So just an example of a few products that were in there. I have some more in my bag, but these were the items that I didn't want to go in my checked bag because I didn't want them to break. So we have like a ColourPop blush, a liquid blush. We have some single shadows from Odin's Eye. This one I think is an eyeshadow from Ensley Rain, one of their multi-chromes. And then we also had like a bunch of Lawless cream blushes in there too. Those were the items that I didn't want to break, so I put those into my carry-on, but I do want to ship those out to the girls who couldn't come at the last minute there. But Singe Beauty just launched the beauty bags, so excited to have these. You'll be seeing the other bigger one coming up. I do, of course, always have my phone charger, my external charger that I love so much. It's actually charging right now because I basically used it all day yesterday at the airport. It was NFL Sunday kickoff. I was watching the games on my phone all day long, so my external charger comes in handy so much. I usually also have my hairbrush in here. Of course, my Kitsch Scrunchies. I wore these all weekend. I was laughing because one girl said when she was like walking up to the hotel, Angie and I were in the reception, and she said she could see my Kitsch Scrunchie through the window and was like, oh, Samantha must be there. And I was like, well, that's how you know I really love my scrunchie. Like, I mean, I had that scrunchie the whole time. I have like some mints and you know, like other little snacks in here. I put all my receipts in here as well so I can go through accounting when I get back from the trips. But I like that this bag holds so much. And then at the bottom here, there is also a little case for shoes. So I just packed my Hermes slides. I honestly don't even think I wore these shoes. I think I just wore my Converse sneakers and then also my like brown boots. I think that's what I ended up wearing the majority of the time. But Angie and I, like I said, we got in pretty late on Wednesday and we just went to check into the hotel. We spent like an hour just catching up. I mean, we talk basically every single day through Marco Polo. I just saw her a couple weeks ago in Italy. I'll see her next month in Greece. But we spent like an hour just kind of catching up, laughing, having some unhinged conversations. We stayed at the Courtyard Portland downtown waterfront hotel. It was really beautiful. We had a nice big room. I don't even think I filmed the room. You'll probably see it in the vlog, but we had a nice big room. We each had, I think they were a queen size bed, if not even like a king size bed. Like, and we each had our own bed. We're used to like, usually we only get one bed. I don't know why, it just kind of ends up that way, but we walked in, we were like, what? Like, okay. We didn't really have much of a view from the room, but it had a fridge in there. The bathroom was nice. It had a nice lighted mirror, so I liked it. It also had a really big reception area, which was nice because we host a welcome reception where we all meet down there. That's also where we ended up filming for our YouTube video, but it just kind of becomes our meeting spot. A lot of times with these trips, everyone will book at the same hotel. And that way it's just easy for us to like meet right in the lobby, or if we need to like run up and down, someone forgets something, someone needs something, we're kind of all right there. We did have a few locals, so we had some people who were, you know, staying at home and that sort of thing. But kind of our hope with these trips that we're putting together is we're trying to hit different places, so that way it makes more sense, you know, geographically for you to come to this trip versus maybe a flight in a hotel over here, that sort of thing. So the majority of us did stay there. They also had like a bar downstairs. They had a Starbucks with, you know, some coffee and like breakfast pastries and that sort of thing. So it was a nice hotel, and the biggest thing for us, it was in walking distance to so many things. So this was in Old Port of Portland, Maine, and it was right on Commercial Street, which had a ton of shops. You know, we bought socks there. I was buying souvenirs from my friends back home. They had a bunch of different restaurants. They had Starbucks and coffee shops along the way, and it was just really close to everything. We walked everywhere. The only time we took Ubers was to and from the airport. That was it. Even to the ferry, it was like maybe a 10-minute walk. I think that was the longest walk that we had to do. And then even at night, we did go out a couple of nights as well. We were just able to walk to everything there. So I thought the location was great, that the hotel was really nice, clean, updated. So I would definitely recommend that one. All right, and then to jump into my bag. So I have one weird story to share, and I don't know if anyone will know this answer, maybe. I was able to get my flights for pretty inexpensive because I booked pretty far in advance, and I booked on a day where Southwest was having a sale. I got like a little thing in the app that was like, you know, book today, low rates, and I was like, okay, I should book. And so when I went to look at them, I was able to get them for really cheap. But what that meant was they weren't necessarily like the best flights. Like I had a connection in Midway that was 4 hours long, the Chicago Midway Airport. Like, that was not the funnest experience for me. There was like nothing there. And so I was like, normally, like if I normally wouldn't do that. But these are trips that we put together, and people do pay a ticket price for them, but that ticket price goes towards food and activities and all of those things. So Angie and I aren't doing these trips because they make us money, because they don't at this juncture. We're expensing, you know, our hotel and our flights and like all of those things. So I'm thinking, Samantha, you know, don't be bougie like you normally are with your flights. Like just book whatever. So I booked Southwest, I booked the long connection, and then I also booked leaving at 7:30 at night on Sunday. And I was like, okay, which meant I wasn't gonna get into Vegas until midnight. Okay, Angie's flight was at 4, and I was like, you know what, I'll just go with her and I'll try to get on a standby flight. Southwest lets you do same day standby. So because if I wanted to get the 3:45 flight home, it was gonna be another $400. And again, this is something we're kind of doing together. We have a shared spreadsheet of our expenses, and I was like, don't pay $400 for a flight, like just see if you can get on standby. So I go to the airport and I ask about standby, and she says, well, I can put you on, but there's no seats available and everyone is checked in. So she said, she was like, more than likely no, but you can at least go to the gate, and if someone doesn't show up at last minute, you're first one on the list. And I was like, okay, let's do that. And she goes, okay, well, what do you want to do with your checked bag? And I was like, oh shoot. And I was like, well, if you're telling me there's no seats and everyone's checked in, I'm probably not gonna get on that flight, so you can just keep the bag on my original flight. And I go to the gate, they call groups A, B, C, everyone's there, everyone's boarded, no one else is in the gate. And I'm like waiting for them to close the doors, and then she calls my name at last minute. I was the only one on standby to get on. I was the last one on the plane, and I was like, yay. But then I'm like, oh no, my bag. So I'm watching, you can check your tracked bags on the Southwest app. So I watch it, obviously not get on my plane, because why would it? It goes on my original flight that was connecting in Baltimore. I see it get to Baltimore, then I see it get on the plane back. And I'm like, oh man, what do I do? So I decide that I'm going to go home, get a couple hours of sleep, and then just drive back to the Las Vegas airport, act like I'm just getting off the plane, go to baggage claim and get my bag, right? So the plane lands at 11:35. I get to baggage claim at 11:55. Okay, so I'm thinking by the time a plane lands and everyone gets off the plane and gets out into baggage claim, I was like, I'm gonna be like, I might even be early. All the bags are already off of the thing, besides like maybe 2 or 3 are still on there. My bag has already been pulled to the side. Like it's off the conveyor belt, pulled to the side. And no one's around it, no employees around it. And I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking like maybe Southwest, you know, they probably have a system. They know if someone got on a standby and they know that they're probably not gonna be there for their luggage type thing, or maybe they'll come in the morning. But I just had too much anxiety. I also just did a video on what if TSA loses my luggage. And I'm like, I feel like I put that out into the universe that my luggage is gonna get lost or someone's gonna take it. It's the Vegas airport at midnight. Who knows what people are doing? But I'm like, okay, my bag's already here. I start to go up to it. I have a luggage tag like I do on my checked bag, like this. It's pink with the little airplane on it. It's got my information inside. It's not on my bag anymore. I have not opened this bag yet to see if everything's in there, and I hope that it is, but the whole tag is taken off. And it's not like it's something that would just fall off. It's like clipped like a belt buckle. Does anyone know? Like my only thought was like maybe Southwest employee took it off and then like went to the office to like alert me like, hey, no, you got an earlier flight, but we have your bag, or like something, and then came back out. My bag was gone because I came to pick it up. I have no idea, but that luggage tag is gone, and I'm kind of upset about it because I thought it was a cute luggage tag. I know I have more. My mom sent me some. I just need to find, I think she sent me a pack of 4. So I just need to find where the other ones are at, but I'm like, why would my luggage tag be gone? Has anyone ever, I just thought I would ask. But also, that is one thing. If you fly on Southwest, I haven't tried it with other airlines, but you can do same day standby if you do want to change. I did it in LA recently too. But if you do have a checked bag, it can make things tricky because most likely it's going to go on your original flight unless you ask them if you feel really confident to change to standby. Which then, if I would have done that and hadn't made the standby, then my bag would have been sitting in Vegas. I just didn't want my bag to be sitting unattended was really my biggest thing. So anyways, let's make sure everything's in there. I always do link my luggage down below as well. Okay. It's like really ripped. I need a new bag. I don't think you'll be able to see it. I'm not gonna be able to lift it while it's got things in it. The like nylon of one part has ripped and it's just like getting worse. Okay, so on Wednesday, I obviously just wore pajamas. On Thursday, if you guys don't know this about me, I'm a huge NFL girly. I love football so much. It's one of my biggest passions. And I'm also a huge Green Bay fan. I'm from Iowa originally, just a few hours away from Green Bay. Huge Green Bay fan. They were playing on Friday night. I'm not gonna lie, I did not realize when we booked this trip that I booked it over NFL kickoff weekend because that's normally a time where I do nothing but sit and watch football games, but it's fine. But a lot of my outfits were repping the NFL and especially the Packers because they were playing Friday night. So on Thursday, I brought my cargos with me, my green ones. I got these from Target. Yeah, these are Wild Fable. We were talking about this on the trip. I was like, listen, I love the Wild Fable line. You know, like I know it's just, you know, it's supposed to be for younger people, but I don't care. I buy a lot from Wild Fable and I buy a lot from Target. I love Target. So I love my cargos. I wear them all the time. I also have these in black, but green is a Green Bay color. And then I also wore this crop top, and when I posted with this, I had so many people asking where I got this from. I just got this off of Amazon, but how cute is it? They have all the different teams, so of course I will link it. But I love this Packer shirt. So that's what I wore when Angie and I went out exploring. And then I also wore my black Converse shoes. I just got these off of Amazon as well. And I love them. And I feel like they make outfits look a little bit like, I don't know, sporty, hipster, that sort of thing. So I wore on the plane here, I wore black biker shorts, which are already in the laundry. And then just a t-shirt and I think I wore a Green Bay t-shirt and then my my Las Vegas Raiders sweatshirt and then the black Converse. So that's what I wore through the airport. But that's what I wore on Thursday. And Angie and I, like I said, we just wanted to do a little bit of exploring on our own, make sure we knew where everything was. We got lunch at oh my gosh, it is escaping me. It had the word burger in it. I felt like it started with a B as well. I'll put the name in here. I don't know why I'm completely blanking because we walked by it so many times. And I got a lobster grilled cheese. I was saying in the Get Ready With Me that Angie and I did from Maine. So Thursday morning, technically we filmed the Get Ready With Me for my channel, which I got up while we were still on the trip. I was so proud of myself. And then we also filmed a little bit for her channel and her new makeup releases. And then we both edited for a while. Then we went out to get lunch. And I was saying in the Get Ready With Me that two of my closest friends here in Vegas are allergic to lobster. I love lobster, but it's not something that I'll order when I'm out with them, and I'm out with them the most. So I was like, I'm only eating lobster in Maine. And let me tell you, I really crushed my goals. So I had I want to say Burger Bandit. That is not correct. So I ordered this lobster grilled cheese and it was so yummy. At last minute, I ordered onion rings too because a guy at another table had onion rings and they looked so good. So we ate lunch there and then we just walked around. And the thing about Maine that I will say is that to me, it's like the cutest place. Like when I went to the Hamptons, I described Southamptons as kind of like a Gilmore Girl-esque vibe. And I kind of feel the same way about Maine, like just a small town feel. Everyone was so friendly, very dog friendly, so many dogs. I saw Vizsla there. Oh, my dog Aries, she passed away in October. She was a Vizsla and I just, Vizslas are not a very common breed. So whenever I see one, I get so excited and I just turned my head to the right and there was a couple walking a Vizsla and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh, you have to be kidding me. Both Angie and I were like, oh. But it was just one of those funny things because I have wanted to go to Maine for so long. I talked about my third and fourth novels. I'm a published author of 9. My third and fourth books are set in Maine and in Portland, Maine, because I wanted to go there so badly. And because I was writing the setting, it made me really learn a lot about it. And when Angie moved from Sweden to the US, and I was asking her like, you know, where do you want to go while you're living in the US for a few years? One place that she mentioned was Maine. And so when we decided to start doing these group trips together, Maine just seemed like such an obvious place. Like I hosted Vegas on my own, then we hosted Austin together, places that we live. And then our first place outside of that was Maine. And when I tell you, it was beyond my expectations. It was just so cute, so friendly, so nice. It was a little bit expensive. I will say that. The hotel I think was like around $500 a night. So a little bit expensive. The food a little bit more expensive than it was in like Austin. I really had such a great time there. I couldn't stop saying how much I enjoyed it, how much I enjoyed the people. The locals were really friendly to us. All the staff was really friendly to us. The hotel staff was like taking a group photo for us. I highly, highly recommend it. I really do. I actually hope to go back, and I don't say that a lot about places that I travel to because I would like to get to as many places as I can. I could 100% see myself going back, and I'm really glad that Angie and I had that whole day on Thursday to just see everything before we got into our hosting duties. And you know, I'm always counting everybody. If you've been on trips with me, you know this is how I count you. You know, I'm always counting everybody. I'm trying to make sure we're all together. If someone's leaving, I'm trying to make sure they're putting in the group chat where they are. You know, I'm trying to make sure everyone's getting their food on time. Does everyone have drinks? Like, you know, when you're hosting, you're just kind of in a different bubble. And so that Thursday, Angie and I were kind of able to just be the tourists ourselves. And I'm so glad that we did that, and we really had so much fun. A few other things that I always pack my planner. This is my planner that I have on my own website by Samantha March, but I do always work on all of my trips. I am fully self-employed, and I do quite a few different things. I do also run an event planning company called Creators and Friends. We're getting ready to do our next retreat with 27 content creators going out to Palm Springs. So I did have a meeting on, I can't even remember what day it was, Thursday or Friday. I had a meeting for that, and there's a couple things that we're putting together because we go there. It's my next trip. We go there at the end of the month, so wanted to make sure, you know, I have my planner, and anytime I had notes or anything, I was able to make notes in there. I did bring 2 bikinis. I just kind of threw them in at last minute, mostly for, I wasn't gonna like go in the ocean or anything, but I was like, oh, if our hotel has a pool or a hot tub, especially like Thursday night, if Angie and I had like downtime and we wanted to relax, because our hotel did have a pool. But we ended up not going in it. We just didn't have time. But I brought this kind of like nude bikini. And then I also brought this green one. Honestly, I think I packed maybe both of these on one of my last trips, and they were just kind of out. I kind of figured that I wasn't going to be going to the pool. But just in case, I always say, just in case I'm going to pack a bikini. I also got some gifts for my friends. So I got everyone socks this time. When I went to Ireland, I got everyone a magnet that says Ireland, but it looks like the Las Vegas sign. So I thought that was really cool. So that's what I got for all of my friends. So this time around, I got everyone socks. And again, because we were doing the goodie bags and we bought everyone these lobster socks, we were like looking at the socks really closely. So I decided that I wanted to get socks for all of my friends. We went out that night for dinner. The Kansas City game was on, or the Thursday night opener was on, Kansas City and the Ravens, but I still wanted to rep Green Bay. So I kept my cargos on, and then I just put on this yellow tank top, which I love. And then because the nights were quite a bit chillier, I did bring this Shacket, which I absolutely love. This is from Amazon. I had a couple of the girls ask me about it on the trip. I believe it's still available. I'll have it linked. I have my storefront always in my description box as well. And I have a whole fashion tab on there. But I love this one for fall. It's lightweight, but it's so cute. It goes with so many things, and it still keeps me nice and warm. And then I still wore the Converse. The weather, I felt like during the day, we had really good luck. The sun was shining. It was, you know, like mid 70s or so. The nights and the mornings were definitely a little bit cooler, a little bit brisk. So during the day, we could be in like t-shirts or just like a long sleeve shirt. And then at night, that's when we, you know, had the sweatshirts or the coats on. But the weather was super beautiful for, you know, the first weekend in September. There was one morning, Thursday morning, that Angie and I stepped out, and it was a little bit overcast and almost felt like it could rain. But it got warmer throughout the day, and couldn't complain about the weather. Thursday night, Angie and I just found a sports bar. It was called Dewey's. Again, it was like 5 minutes from our hotel. We watched the game there. We ordered some nachos and just hung out. But because we had a later and kind of heavier lunch, we just had some nachos to split between the two of us. But staff so friendly. The locals were very friendly there as well. It was a good place to just catch the game. On Friday, I had to check my phone because I was like, what do we do on Friday? On Friday, when we got up, we made all of the goodie bags for everybody. So we had like lip products in there, skincare, some eye products. We do have the attendees fill out a form to let us know, do you like colorful eyeshadow? Do you like neutral lips? Do you like gloss? What's your skin type? Do you have skin concerns? Just things like that. And then we try to pack their bags accordingly. And again, we got a few extras for Maine that we put in there. And then on that day, we went out to get some brunch and I wore these jeans from Pac Sun. I got so many comments on these jeans. I will try to link them. I actually got them on TikTok Shop. They have the kind of asymmetrical button on them and they are low rise, which kind of freaks me out. I'm not a big low rise girl. And they are, you know, pretty wide legged and they're more of that like casual, like loose fit. But man, was I getting all the compliments on them. My DMs were blowing up when I posted a photo in these jeans. But yeah, I got them from Pac Sun. I'll say they're a little bit big. I got a, what size are you? Does it tell me what size? I got, oh, these are low rise baggy in 25. And they were a little bit big on me, but I love them. I love the kind of like faded blue of these. And then when we were doing some shopping, I actually picked up a long sleeve Portland shirt and I just thought this was so cute. I love, gray's my favorite color. So I love this kind of like light gray and the like kind of, you know, faded Portland sign, and that it was long sleeve because it was perfect for walking around all day. Like I didn't feel like I needed anything else with this. And I love that it got me a Portland shirt. So cute. We went to have brunch at Salt Yard, which was in the Canopy Hotel, which was really close. They do also have a rooftop bar, but they closed at 10 and we didn't have our dinners until 8 o'clock. So we weren't able to do the rooftop bars at all, but Salt Yard was really good. I once again had a lobster roll. And that was delightful. A couple other things, I always pack my stand. I have a pen in here as well from my planner. I did pack a pair of black shorts, but I ended up not wearing these because at night when we were going out, I felt like I needed jeans or cargos on instead. I did also pack a skirt. I ended up not wearing this, but I just packed a little brown skirt in case I wanted to get a little bit fancy. I actually wore a different skirt on Friday night. And then I did also pack, I love these little like sports bra, like crop top situations. So I packed a dark brown one. I didn't wear that one, but glad that I had it. And then I also packed this brown bodysuit. I just really didn't know, and I was thinking like layers and, you know, my sweatshirts, my Shacket, just things like that, but love this bodysuit as well. And then on Friday, after we went to brunch, we walked around a little bit more around Old Port. We went into like a bookshop, we went into a stationery store, and we also got tattoos. So welcoming on my latest tattoo. One thing I want to do is try to get tattoos in all of the places that I visit. I actually got the crown tattoo for my dog Aries in Austin. I have a 4-leaf clover behind my ear that I got in Ireland. I have a gelato tattoo on my ankle that I got in Italy. And I just have a lot of like small tattoos, but one thing I want to start doing is more on my arm and just like little tattoos all over, right? And I really wanted to get this one when I was in Iceland, but because my flights were delayed and I missed a day and a half, I missed the day where everyone got their tattoos. But a lot of people got these rune symbols. I guess when they went to the tattoo shop, that was something that was recommended to them. And so a bunch of the girls got these rune tattoos right here as well. So that was kind of always my plan. So this is the symbol for energy. And I chose it because people always say that I have good energy, which is one of the highest compliments that I can receive. I do also feel as an empath, I can kind of read people's energies, and which I think can be kind of like a superpower. And then one of my nicknames from like back in high school is Energizer Bunny. And people still say that that's what I am here. I'm a pretty energetic person. I like to do things. I like to live life to the fullest. I like to experience things. I love memories. I love doing tangible things, like more than I enjoy like materialistic things. I love traveling. I love seeing new places. I love going to concerts. I love going to games. I love going to shows. I just love living life, right? And so I don't know, I guess that's just part of it, why people always call me the Energizer Bunny, and that I just, you know, I bring the energy to the party. I'm like the party starter when we have our events in Vegas. I love that. I love when people have a good time and, you know, love life. So I felt like energy would be a good one. And I actually had him draw it. He mentioned that he could draw it or like do like the actual where you like peel off the paper, like stencil it on. But I was talking to Angie about it and she said, you know, runes are, you know, like they like carved them and they're not always the most perfect looking symbols. And I thought that would be kind of cool to have it. I've never had anything hand drawn on me, so I thought it would be cool to have it hand drawn. It's pretty small. I was a little bit nervous about it because it's my most visible tattoo, but I want to start doing more across my arms. I kind of like that it's not the most like perfect of tattoos. And when he first did it, I was like, can you make it like, because it's not necessarily straight. And then when he drew it again, it still was a little bit off center, but I was like, again, I kind of like that it leads to the slightly imperfect vibe, if you will. She got a Persian phrase, "This too shall pass," on her foot. So we stopped and got tattoos together, and that was so fun. I love doing that. I hope to do it in Greece. We went to Black Harbor, was the tattoo shop in Old Port, and Ethan is the one who did our tattoos. And then after that, it was time to go back to the hotel to get ready to meet everybody. So for that night, I wore this skirt. Honestly, I've had it for 1,000 years. Oh, it's from Windsor. I've had this forever. I love this little plaid skirt. And then I paired that with just a white bodysuit. So I love these bodysuits, so I just paired it with the white one. I wore my Shacket over it. And then I brought these brown boots. Honestly, I'm kind of upset with myself that I didn't bring my thigh-high brown boots, because that would have been a vibe, though they would have been really hard to walk in. So, and I also didn't want to bring a lot of heels. You can see that these do have a little heel on them, and it's like a little bit thicker, but these short brown boots, because it is hard to walk around Old Port. It's a lot of cobblestone, it's a lot of uneven sidewalks. So if you're going, I don't really recommend wearing heels. Angie had a pair of new boots that had more of a stiletto heel on them. And there was a couple times she wore it on one night and was kind of like, woo, because the cobblestones are not the easiest to navigate. So if you're not super concerned about your shoe wear, I wouldn't recommend wearing heels or like really thin heels. That's just something to note. Like sometimes when we were walking, like all of a sudden the sidewalk would dip and you see both of us like, whoa. So that's just something that I wanted to point out as well. But on Friday, we met in the hotel lobby. We always get a round of drinks for everybody. We pass out the goodie bags. Everyone's meeting one another. And then we walk down to our dinner. So we had dinner at the Old Port Sea Grill. I actually had tuna poke, which Taylor on the trip pointed out, it's basically just like a fancier version of nachos. It's just chips and tuna and avocado, and I think it's great. We had a really good dinner there. Our dinners are included in the ticket price and the drinks. The restaurant was really accommodating. We had get some starters for the whole table, and then everyone kind of orders their entrees. And it was just a really fun, chill dinner, except the Packer game was on, so I'm not gonna lie. I was watching it on my phone propped up. Every once in a while, like I was telling a story, and I was like, yeah, and then awesome week, oh my God, and I'm screaming at my phone, and I'm like, and then we decided to do this, and everyone was like laughing, but I told everyone ahead of time, like, I really am a diehard fan, like, I'm gonna be watching the game. And everyone was cheering on the Packers with me, and they were all there in solidarity, which was so, there was one Eagles fan. There was one Eagles fan on the trip, but we were all there in solidarity. We had a really great dinner. It was a nice restaurant. And they were really accommodating to us, so it was very nice. And then we went out in Old Port, and one of the girls said she really wanted to dance. So we found a dance bar, and I'm not gonna lie, I felt so old there. Like everyone was like 20, well, I don't even know. I felt like they were like 19 to 24, but you know, with some fake IDs. But I definitely felt a little old, but they played good music, and we were in a circle, we were dancing, having a good time. I think it was called like Henry's, I wanna say. Henry's maybe sounds right. It's there for a couple of hours. We were just in a big circle, and every once in a while one of the girls would get in the circle and do a move, and we were all cheering each other on. I definitely was in the circle, still watching the football. It was a very stressful time. Our quarterback got hurt on the way home. My phone was everyone's laughing because people could see my phone with my friends messaging me. How are you doing? Are you okay? Sammy, pulse check. I'm like, it was a whole vibe. But we had so much fun, and it was just like, you know, everyone's like starting to get to know each other, and we just have that time where we're just like hanging out as a group and just living our best lives, right? All right, then on Saturday, I think I actually wore the same thing. I wore the jeans. Oh, I wore my Ireland shirt. I was like, did I wear the same shirt? I wore the shirt that I bought in Ireland. So I hosted a group travel trip in Ireland over New Year's this year, and I bought this shirt, and I love it. I take it on all of my trips. It's so comfortable. It's also like the same color as the Portland one. So like I said, gray's my favorite color. So I wore this, and then I also wore my Raiders gray sweatshirt. It's in the laundry as well. And then my Converse shoes, and I think that was everything that I wore. I did bring a cap with me, a hat that just says sports on it. I thought that was a good one. Angie actually got it for me, and I thought that was so cute. A few other things I brought, just another bodysuit. It's because those jeans are a little bit big. I don't like to wear like crop shirts with it because you can see like right down the back. So bodysuits are kind of what I have to do. So I brought another bodysuit. Brought another, did I wear that? Yes, I actually wore this out Saturday night. I wore a black bodysuit with my green cargos. And then on the plane, and then just kind of my sleep shirt was a Green Bay Packers shirt. So I just wore this t-shirt. My mom, people ask me where I got this from. My mom gave it to me. Really don't know actually. I brought another yellow shirt, just kind of like repping Green Bay. I was thinking I might wear this Thursday or like Friday. I think I got it from Laura's Boutique and it's long sleeve. That's kind of what I was going for. I did also bring this dress because I was supposed to do a try on because I ordered it from TikTok Shop and then I never did. But it's like one of those athletic dresses and it kind of ties around the side too. So I still need to do a try on with this. So I'm gonna put that over there. I remember to do my try on. I also have my sweatpants. I just sleep in these. When it comes to pajamas, I typically just, like I had my biker shorts that I could sleep in those, but I don't bring like pajamas for every single night. I just bring a pair of sweats and a t-shirt and like, I'm good to go. But on Saturday, we did the ferry to Peaks Island, and this was so much fun. I'm so glad that we did this. So I did something similar in Seattle. You take a ferry out to, I can't remember what the island is called now, but you just like walk around, there's shops, there's restaurants. So that's what we decided to do because we always do an activity as well and a lunch, and that's included in the ticket price. We were looking at the different activities. We thought maybe like a food tour, but sometimes it's hard with a bigger group and different you know, dietary restrictions. So then when we found the ferry, I was like, let's do that. And it was so much fun. So you get on the ferry, you go out to the island. It's like a 17-minute ferry ride. And again, there's just like the little shops and stores, but we also saw that you could do the scenic loop. And I can't remember how long it was, a mile or just over an hour or something like that. This walk was so beautiful. And there was so many times where I love water and I live in the desert, so I'm not around water a lot, but I grew up on the Mississippi River growing up in Iowa. And I just love water, and just walking around, it was so beautiful. There was a lot of crazy waves that day. There was a high surf advisory and I was like, what does that mean? I saw it on the weather app and it was basically just like, the waves are gonna be crazy. If you don't know how to swim, don't go in the water. And just watching the waves, the rocks, it was so beautiful. And there was maybe 10 of us that decided to do the scenic loop. Some wanted to do a different tour that you could do. Some wanted to go shopping. So we kind of, you know, it's everyone's trip, so they get to do what they want. But I love walking. I walk like 6 to 9 miles every single day. So I really wanted to do the scenic loop. And I'm so glad that we did it because it was just so pretty. We also had just some really great conversations. You know, we talked about women's health. We talked about fertility. We talked about PCOS. We talked about divorce. We talked about starting over. It was a really nice walk, and it was really nice to get to know everyone on a little bit of a deeper level. And I really cherished a lot of those conversations that I had that day on that walk. And also sometimes hearing, you know, other people say, this is how I found you, or this is how I really related to you, and you helped me through these times. I don't know if people will really ever understand how much that means to a person to hear that, because it's really hard sometimes to share the bad parts of your life online and the hard parts and the more vulnerable parts. And sometimes, because this is a very solo career, sometimes it can just feel like you're talking just to talk and is anyone listening to you and you don't really know. And then when you hear someone be able to relate to you and say that you saying this made me look into that, made me change this, made me speak up for myself, and you think, wow, like I'm really doing what I set out, and why I continue to do this career in social media has been to empower women and to help women, especially through their struggles. And it's just, I get reminded again that people listen to me, and I really try to take this platform as seriously as I can. And I try to be very cognizant of the things that I say online and that I share online. And I love to entertain people. I love to make people laugh, but I also really love to help people through hard times. And it just means the most to me. I was having a conversation today with a woman that I've done some one-on-ones with through my brand by Samantha March, and she's going through a divorce now herself, and she talked about how hard it's been to start over, and she just made a pretty significant move herself. And she said, maybe I had unrealistic expectations of I would move and just things would fall into place, but I'm really struggling to get into my routine. And I said, it took me a month after moving to Las Vegas to be able to open my mail. It took me a month to be able to open my mail, because it was such a difficult time. And something like opening my mail made me feel like this is my new home now. This is my new life. You have to accept this. You're not just at a hotel. You're not just renting out an Airbnb. This is your home. I struggled to open my mail. Such a small thing, right? But everyone struggles in their own way. And, you know, she was struggling with getting back on her routine. And I told her that story and, you know, talked a little bit about it, and, you know, hopefully something that I say helps her as well. Conversations mean a lot to me, and it was just so nice to have. And we had lunch, all of us together came up as a group, and we had lunch at the Inn on Peaks Island, which is just like a super cute house. And I was a little bit worried because we were able to get dinner reservations for Friday at this kind of like nicer restaurant. And then for Saturday, we knew we were gonna be on the island. And then for Saturday night, we wanted kind of a more casual vibe. That's what we did in Austin too. Friday is kind of like our nicer dinner. Saturday is a little bit more on the chill. So we kind of hit both things. Angie and I were having the hardest time getting reservations on Saturday. And I was calling places on the island, and they were like, yeah, just come in. And I was like, well, we have a group of 20. And they're like, yeah, you just come in. And I was like, and I felt bad because we do Zoom calls ahead of time. We have group chats, and I'm like, we make the itinerary and send it out to everyone, and so people can be like looking at menus. And I'm like, you guys, this is where I think we're gonna eat, but like, I don't know, they won't let us make reservations. So what if we show up and they're like, a group of 20? Absolutely not. And I was so paranoid, but we got in right away. Like, they're, oh, 18? Yep, okay, here you go. And they basically just gave us an entire room to ourselves. And I was like, oh, okay. I was reminded that it's the off season, so they're maybe not quite as busy. Like, we just made it to the off season, so maybe that's why. But I ordered another lobster roll to no one's surprise. It was delicious. The food came out really fast. Again, staff was so helpful. Great experience there. I would highly, if you go to Portland, Maine, and it's when the ferry is running, I know it does stop at a certain time with weather. I highly recommend this. If you go to Seattle, I recommend that you do it as well. It's such a fun thing to do through the day. I loved the walk. This was really like a highlight of the trip for me. All of the things I brought, I do always bring my pill pack. I get asked a lot about how I keep up with my healthy habits on my trip. One of the things that I do is I always have my pill organizer with me, and I love to take some of my functional mushrooms. I talked about these in my last PR haul because I had some from Versio Wellness that came in. I love to bring turkey tail on my trips because it helps with your immune system, and I always think it's important to take. I like to bring my reishi for when I sleep at night because sometimes I struggle to sleep when I'm in like different settings. And then I also like to pack like my cordyceps. I usually take this in the afternoon when I feel like I need a little bit more energy. So I also take things like turmeric. I find that it really helps my stomach, especially if I'm eating just, you know, kind of off of my normal routine. Turmeric helps me. I love to take like magnesium. Zinc I take before I get my period. So I had my zinc with me. But I love my pill organizer. This is just one way that I can keep on my healthy habits. I'm a big fan of my supplements that I take. I have a discount code with Versio Wellness, and that is just Samantha. I do also always bring my like little selfie light in case we're filming in the hotel or we just need lighting for whatever reason. I always bring that. Like I said, I have my Singe Makeup Bag. I'm so excited for these. These are so beautiful. I actually had it full of everything for the goodie bags. So this one, and then I want to do a like what makeup I packed in Maine, but pack it all in here. So that video will be coming, but Angie's brand, Singe Beauty, just launched these makeup bags, and they're so beautiful. They have so much room. They have these little pockets. I love the black and orange, perfect for this time of year right now as well. I have my hair care bag in here with a few random products. I have a Killian perfume, the Dream Coat Color Wow, which one is this? The Amika Dry Shampoo. I packed a little claw clip. I have like some floss picks in here, some bobby pins, the Oribe Gold Lust, and the Living Proof Triple Bond Complex. I did not wash my hair at all on this trip, and I basically had it in a scrunchie. It was a little bit humid, not too bad, but a little bit humid. I did also pack some extra slides, like either for the hotel room. Oh, this is the little sticker we got everyone with a puffin on it because I need to mail out those other goodie bags. But these slides are from Drunk Elephant. They say drunk on them, which I think is funny. But again, like for the hotel room, or if we were just gonna like run to the pool, or if I didn't want to wear the Converse, I had those. But for Friday night, that's when I wore the green cargos and the black bodysuit. After we got back from the ferry ride, we walked over to Old Port. We got some ice cream. Some of the other girls wanted to check to see if they could get tattoos as well. We went into a bookstore. Then we went back to the hotel to get ready to go out at night. And before we went out to dinner, that's when I had everyone bring down their palettes and their lippies. We did a little bit of filming in the lobby. We did like a little short form video of everyone like kind of like clapping hands, like showing their outfits. We did asking 18 girls on a girls trip what they would buy if they walked into Sephora right now. All of those are on my Instagram, which is March Beauty Word. And then we also did the long form video, which should already be up on my channel as well. And it was so fun. I love doing these, and I'm really glad. You know, Angie and I, we're new to this. You know, we've done 2 trips now, and we hope to learn from each one. When we were at the airport, we kind of had a meeting of what worked, what didn't. We went through like our expense reports and all of those things, and how much dinner costs and the hotels and just all of those things, right? And we really went through the itinerary and like, okay, we really liked this. This worked really well. This is what we want to bring to the next one. This is an idea that we could do for the next one. And I felt like we really kind of nailed the timing on this one. In Austin, we tried to do essentially like 2 activities in the day, and I felt like it kind of made us a little bit pressed for time. So we kind of learned from this one, and we have an idea of what works well. But I was really happy that we gave ourselves an extra bit of time to be able to do the filming, because there's something about knowing what people are packing in their travel makeup bags that people are interested in. And we all wanted to see it. We all were like, when people were pulling out products, people, oh, what's that one? Or can you show us that one? Can you swatch that one? What's the shade name of that one? You know, for me, I was sold on the Ilia like lip crayons. I'm gonna buy one of those, and I'm so excited about it. So I love it. It's just like a fun bonding experience. You know, I know that I have so many different interests than just beauty. Angie has so many different interests than just beauty, but it is our common denominator. It's what brought the 2 of us together. It's what brings our community together. And now we get to expand, and we get to travel. We get to go on these trips. We get to talk about books. We get to talk about the other things that we're interested in. But it's so fun that we have this common bond together, and to be able to film those videos is really so special. So that's definitely something we want to try to continue to include in the itineraries on our trips. Sometimes the international ones are a little bit harder as well. There's more people. The schedule's a little bit more crazy. We're also working with tour companies, so we're kind of on their schedule and itinerary as well. But we know for the domestic trips that we put together, we really want to continue this. So I hope that you guys enjoy that video. And then after that, we walked to Porthole Pub. This was one place I really wanted to go to, but I was so nervous we weren't going to be able to get in, because they were like, yeah, just come on in. And I was like, are you sure? And I went up to the waitress, or to the hostess, and I said, we have 18, are you able to get us in? And she was like, yeah, you just go inside and order, and then you can sit anywhere. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, let's just go see if there's, you know, tables available. And there was a whole section that was open. We got like 4 picnic tables in a row, and we all could sit there. And we just went inside. And so kind of what I do is I go up and I'm like, hey, we have a group of 18. Everyone's gonna come order separately. I'll come in at the end, and then I put it on my card, and then we're good to go, because that's included in the ticket price that when people join. That's, yeah, I felt it was kind of funny. I talked to Angie about this, because when we sat down for lunch at the Inn on Peaks Island, I heard someone say, is lunch included, or do we get it on our own? And I was like, oh, lunch is included, everyone, you know, lunch, the drinks. And they were like, thank you, Sam. I was like, well, it's not me. Like, when people buy tickets, it's not tickets to just like have a weekend long meet and greet with me and Angie. It goes towards everything on the trip. It goes towards your food, it goes towards the ferry, it goes towards the drinks, it goes towards the activity, you know, that sort of thing. So I was like, I mean, you guys don't have to thank me. It's just, it makes it easier on the staff and on everybody. You just got the one card, we don't gotta worry about it. So everyone came through and gave their orders. I got another lobster roll, to absolutely no one's surprise. And we got to sit outside. There was a live band, you're on the water. It was so nice, it was so fun. The food was so good, so fresh. And it was just like, again, like an 8-minute walk from our hotel. So it was the Porthole Pub. Had a great time. And then after that, some people wanted to go out, and we decided on this night that we would find a bar, but like one that was a little bit more like chill, not so much dancing wise. But we just went to a bar and we hung out and just told so many stories. And I say in the vlog that I really didn't even vlog that night, because I just wanted to be in the moment with everybody. We were sharing funny stories, we were sharing personal stories, we were sharing sad stories. It was such a night of bonding, and I'm just really grateful for it. It was so fun. It really was one of my favorites, and it was such a nice night. I'm really happy that I was able to be there and to be in the moment and just get to talk to everybody. It was so nice. I think we left around like 11 or 11:30, went back to the hotel, and then Sunday was our final day. Things I packed. So like I said, I do have the goodie bag that I am going to send out to the 2 girls that couldn't make it. So again, I have like Sigma lip products, and then here's like an example of like some of the socks. It says Wicked Good Lobster. So funny. And then this was like another sock that we got, just got like some lobsters on it. But again, we have like some more Sigma lips, like a Glow Recipe skincare product, some Color Pop, some Anastasia in here. And we just put everything in a little goodie bag and write people's names on it and send it out to them. So I'm gonna work on sending those out to everybody, or to the 2 this week. I also have like my skincare bag in here, so an Ali Glines makeup bag. So obviously I have like my toothbrush and toothpaste, but I remembered this time to pack Aquaphor, which I was super happy with myself because I've been getting tattoos on the trips. It's nice to have the Aquaphor to put on for the healing process. So I'm just gonna throw a little bit on right now. And so Angie was using it too, of course. So happy that I had my Aquaphor. A few things that I brought, the It Cosmetics Hello Sunshine, a favorite. I'm almost out of the Wishful Yo Glow. The Inkey Caffeine Eye Cream from City Beauty, the Youth Concentrated Serum. I love doing this at night, the Drunk Elephant Bouncy Bright Facial. I did remember to bring my cleanser this time, so I bring these little cleansing packets from Florasis. I have like my razor in here. I like to bring the patches from the Inkey in case I'm having a breakout. The Lawless Forget the Filler Lip Mask. I really love this spray from Undefined Beauty. It's similar to like the Tower 28, but they just sent me this, their Repair Mist. It has the hypochlorous acid. I did bring the Peach Slices Oil Control because I was going to be starting my period, so I knew I was going to have some breakouts. The Tower 28 Daily Barrier Rescue, and then I also brought another sunscreen for like body. This is from Clarins. So that is everything. Oh, I did also bring the Purely White Deluxe Powder. I've been using this to like whiten my teeth. I don't know. It's gone viral on TikTok Shop. You can also get it on Amazon. But I've been using that. So that is my skincare bag. And then on Sunday, this is the day where, you know, sometimes we've seen that people leave pretty early in the morning, but we always say if anyone wants to meet up for like breakfast, coffee, just hanging out in the hotel weekend. So we went to Holy Donuts. Angie and I went here on Thursday too, and it's a really popular donut shop in Portland. They are potato donuts. I didn't know Maine was known for potatoes, but I guess in northern Maine, they like grow potatoes. But these donuts were so good. On Sunday morning when we went, there was a really large line for them. We had to wait in line for a while, but they're like filling. Again, Angie and I each bought a donut on Thursday. I had 3 bites, and then Friday morning, 3 bites. Saturday morning, 3 bites. Like, we could have split half a donut between the two of us, but it was so good. I'm super glad that we were able to go there, and it was just fun. So we went down there, we got some coffee, some donuts, and then we went back to the hotel and we just hung out for a couple hours there in the lobby. And eventually, you know, 2 people would be like, okay, now we have to head to the airport, and one was like, okay, I'm gonna start driving back because they were a little bit more local to the area. But we just hung out until Angie and I had to go off to the airport to catch our flights, and it was so fun. I'm so glad that we did that. Everyone was taking the last photos with each other, and it was a really nice morning. It was a really nice morning, and that's something that we know that we've been able to see through Austin and now here, that we really want to make sure that we continue to keep doing, having those Sunday mornings a little bit free, like having us not leave super early from the locations as well, so we can be there and see people off and that sort of thing. So was really glad that we were able to do that on Sunday. I just had my biker shorts on again, and then I had a Sunday Fun Day Barbie t-shirt on that I got from Target that I love because it was Sunday. And then I just got this little sweatshirt off of Amazon, and it came with like matching set as well. So that's what I wore for the plane, and then my Converse shoes. Again, this bag just has a few more of the goodie bag products in here too, some more lip products. This is a Naturium moisturizer. So again, I just got to send out those goodie bags. Everything, that is what I packed to Portland, Maine. That is our itinerary. That is what we did. I highly, highly recommend, especially for like a girls trip or even a couples trip. I feel like, I mean, I'm not a part of a couple, but I feel like that would be a really fun city for like a weekend getaway or something like that with a partner. It was so beautiful. I loved it. I really enjoyed my time there. I'm super happy that we did it. If you're ever interested in coming along on these group trips, I do have a link in my survey for the bigger international trips that I do, that I work with Trova Trip on. So it'll say, where should we go next? There's a survey that you can fill out to let me know where you want to go, when you want to go, your budget. Right now for 2025, Bali in the fall is winning. And like August, September, October are the winning months right now, but Bali is the top one. And I know a lot of girls on the trip were excited about Bali. So that's what it's looking like. And again, Angie and I are going to announce our domestic, our United States 2025 trip very soon. So stay tuned for that. If you're not following us on Instagram, you can follow over there as well, because we do also do posts. We have Instagram group chats. I am March Beauty Word. She is Agnieszka. So I will have that in our description boxes as well. I hope you enjoyed seeing another unpack with me, and I'll see you in the next one.